Crypto Showdown 2025, XRP, BNB, or the new kid Solaxy. Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the crypto world, looking at some major players and an up-and-comer that's been making some noise. The market's been a roller coaster as usual, but that's where the opportunities often lie, right? It's all about sifting through the hype, understanding the fundamentals, and figuring out where the real potential might be hiding. We're not just talking about quick flips here. We're looking at projects with different strengths, different risks, and different roadmaps for 2025 and beyond. In this quick breakdown, we're comparing two of the biggest altcoins on the market, XRP and BNB, and spotlighting one emerging presale project, Solaxy, you might want to keep an eye on. Each of these has a unique proposition, a different story, and frankly, a different risk profile. We're going to unpack what makes them tick, what the catalysts could be, and what you absolutely need to consider before even thinking about putting any of your hard-earned money into them. It's about making informed decisions, not just following the crowd. So whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just trying to get a handle on what's moving in the space, I think you'll find this valuable. We'll try to cut through the jargon and give you the straight goods on what these projects are all about. Remember, nothing I say here is financial advice, always do your own research, but I'm here to share my perspective and what I'm seeing. Let's get right into it. XRP, the cross-border payments contender. Big comeback ahead? First up, let's talk about XRP. Now this is a coin that's been through the ringer, primarily because of its association with Ripple and that long, drawn-out legal battle with the SEC. But here's the thing, despite all that, XRP is still a giant in the crypto space. We're talking about a market cap hovering around $137 billion, which consistently places it among the top cryptocurrencies globally. That kind of resilience tells you something about its underlying support and the belief some people have in its core mission. It's not just a speculative asset, there's a very specific utility it's aiming for, and that's what keeps it relevant in these discussions. The whole idea behind Ripple, and by extension XRP, is to completely revolutionize how money moves around the world. Think about international payments right now. They can be slow, expensive, and clunky, often relying on ancient systems like SWIFT. Ripple's vision is to make cross-border transactions almost instantaneous, incredibly cheap, and super efficient. They're not just looking to integrate with existing financial infrastructure. In some ways, they're aiming to replace parts of it or at least offer a dramatically better alternative. This ambition is huge, and if they even partially succeed, the implications for XRP's value could be significant. The really big news, the elephant in the room for years, has been that SEC lawsuit. It's cast a massive shadow over XRP, particularly in the United States, limiting its adoption by institutions and exchanges. However, there's a growing sentiment, especially with some shifts in the US regulatory landscape and a new administration's approach, that a resolution might finally be on the horizon. If XRP gets legal clarity, if that cloud is lifted, it could be like a dam breaking. We could potentially see a flood of renewed interest, especially from institutional players who've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for the green light. Imagine a world where major banks and financial institutions start using RippleNet and XRP for their everyday international settlements. The demand for XRP would naturally increase, not just for speculation but for actual utility. This is the core thesis for many XRP bulls. Of course, there are still risks. Even with a favorable SEC outcome, adoption takes time and competition exists. But the removal of that primary legal hurdle would undeniably be a massive catalyst, potentially unlocking a new phase of growth and integration into the traditional finance world, which has been cautious to say the least. So, when you look at XRP, you're not just looking at a token, you're looking at a potential disruptor in the multi-trillion-dollar global payments industry. The technology aims to settle transactions in seconds for fractions of a penny. That's a powerful proposition. The question has always been about regulatory acceptance and widespread adoption. If those pieces fall into place, especially with the SEC overhang removed, XRP could really start to live up to the potential its proponents have been talking about for years. It's definitely one to watch closely as this legal saga hopefully concludes. BNB, the exchange kingpin, powering the Binance universe. Next on our list is BNB, the native token of the Binance ecosystem. Now, if XRP is about disrupting external systems, BNB is all about powering an internal empire, and what an empire it is. Binance is by far the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, and BNB is the lifeblood that flows through its veins. It started as a simple utility token, primarily used to get discounts on trading fees on the Binance platform, but oh, how it has evolved since then. It's a testament to how a token can grow with its platform. BNB has expanded its utility far beyond just trading fees. It's the cornerstone of the Binance Smart Chain, now known as BNB Chain, which has become a major hub for decentralized finance, non-fungible tokens, and a whole host of Web3 applications. Think of it like this. If Binance is the city, BNB is the currency, the fuel, and the building blocks for much of what happens within that city. This deep integration into a thriving ecosystem gives BNB a level of intrinsic demand that many other tokens simply lack. Its success is directly tied to the success and expansion of Binance itself. One of the things that many investors find attractive about BNB is its relative consistency and the mechanisms built in for long-term value. It saw an impressive high of nearly $793 back in early 2024, and while it's experienced fluctuations like the rest of the market, it often trades with a bit more stability than some of the more purely speculative altcoins. A key factor here is Binance's commitment to regular token burns. Periodically, Binance uses a portion of its profits to buy back BNB tokens and permanently remove them from circulation. This deflationary pressure, reducing the total supply over time, is designed to support its value in the long run. The Binance Smart Chain, or BNB chain, is a huge part of BNB's value proposition. It offers a faster and cheaper alternative to Ethereum for many DeFi and dApp developers, which led to its explosive growth. While it has faced criticisms regarding centralization, its performance and low transaction costs have attracted a massive user base and a vast array of projects. BNB is the native token used for gas fees on this chain, for participating in governance and for staking, further embedding its utility. The more activity on BNB chain, the more demand there generally is for BNB tokens. However, it's not all smooth sailing. The fortunes of BNB are very closely linked to Binance, and Binance itself has faced and continues to face significant regulatory scrutiny in various jurisdictions around the world. Any major negative regulatory action against the exchange could inevitably impact BNB's price and perception. So, while the ecosystem is vast and the tokenomics are designed to be favorable, that regulatory risk is something investors absolutely have to factor in. It's a powerful token, but its destiny is intertwined with that of its parent exchange, for better or worse. Now let's shift gears to something a bit different. Solaxy. This isn't a multi-billion-dollar behemoth like XRP or BNB. Solaxy is an emerging presale project, which means it's in its very early stages, and that comes with a whole different set of considerations, risks, and potential rewards. What makes Solaxy interesting, and why we're including it here, is its focus on a very specific and increasingly important niche, the carbon credit market, approached through the lens of decentralization and blockchain technology. This is about real-world impact. Solaxy's core mission is to build a decentralized platform aimed at bringing much-needed transparency and accessibility to the carbon credit industry. For those unfamiliar, carbon credits are essentially permits that allow a company or entity to emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases. Companies that pollute can buy credits from projects that reduce or remove emissions. However, the current carbon credit market can be opaque, fragmented, and difficult to navigate, sometimes lacking the trust and verification that a blockchain could offer. Solaxy wants to change that. They are looking to combine climate technology with blockchain infrastructure, which is a pretty unique combination in the crypto space right now. While many projects focus on finance, gaming, or pure infrastructure, Solaxy is targeting environmental sustainability. The idea is that by using a decentralized ledger, they can create a more trustworthy, efficient, and auditable system for trading and managing carbon credits. This could potentially democratize access to these markets and ensure the integrity of the credits themselves, making sure they represent real, verifiable carbon reduction. The Solaxy presale is currently active, and this is where early investors often look for ground floor opportunities. Presales are inherently risky. You're investing in a project before it's fully developed or proven in the market. However, they also offer the potential for significant upside if the project succeeds and gains traction. Solaxy seems to be attracting initial interest from investors who are not just looking for the next moonshot, but are also interested in projects with tangible real-world utility and, importantly, an ESG, environmental, social, and governance alignment. This ESG angle is becoming increasingly significant for many investors. The challenge for Solaxy, like any new project, will be execution and adoption. Building the technology is one thing. Getting companies, carbon credit issuers and buyers to use their platform is another entirely. They'll need to prove their system is superior to existing ones and navigate the complexities of the environmental markets. But the concept itself, leveraging blockchain for a more transparent and effective carbon credit market, is compelling, especially as the world grapples with climate change and seeks innovative solutions. It's an ambitious play, but one that taps into a growing global consciousness. So, where does that leave us? We've looked at 3 very different crypto projects today, each with its own unique profile. XRP, the established player eyeing a massive comeback if legal headwinds clear, potentially revolutionizing global payments with its speed and low cost. It's a high-stakes game, but the payoff from genuine large-scale adoption in the financial sector could be enormous. The legal clarity is the key unlock here, and many are watching that space with bated breath. Then you have BNB, the powerhouse token fueling the world's largest crypto exchange and its sprawling ecosystem. It offers a degree of stability and built-in utility that's attractive to many, especially with its deflationary token burn mechanism. BNB remains a solid, stable choice tied to the biggest exchange in crypto, though it's not without its own set of regulatory considerations tied to Binance's global operations. Its strength is its integration and the sheer volume of activity on the BNB chain. And Solaxy? It's an interesting pre-sale play with a sustainability angle that sets it apart. It's the wild card, the early-stage venture looking to disrupt the carbon credit market using blockchain. This is for those with a higher risk appetite perhaps, but also for those looking for crypto projects with a clear ESG focus and real-world problem-solving potential. We're watching all 3 closely, as they represent different facets of the ever-evolving crypto landscape. What's your take? Which of these is on your radar? Drop a comment, give us a like, and subscribe to stay ahead in the crypto space.